Hey, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to another Agents of Mayhem stream. Today, we are taking a look at an agent we've all wanted to take a look at for a while now. Daisy.
Daisy.
Finally, Daisy. We've seen a little bit of her before, but, never really just sat down and had a powwow about Daisy.
Yeah.
So, hi, welcome back. I'm Josh Stinson, the video editor and stream host. You pointing the credits? Pointing at my name?
I'm trying to get over my bottom third.
Oh, you're trying to line yourself.
Wait,
okay.
I gotta go over here.
Yeah.
That's
There
right.
we go.
Yeah,
Good.
We're all good.
We're good. I'm Josh Stinson. I'm the video editor and stream host here at Volition. Also on the couch we have...
I'm Jordan Aljouni as the designer for Daisy.
And he talks fast. I'm Josh Barends. I'm an animator for Daisy.
I'm Jason Blair, lead writer on Agents of Mayhem, and one responsible for a lot of the stuff that Daisy says.
And then over Skype we got...
Misty Lee, baby! How you guys doing?
Great. Very excited right now.
I'm so excited.
Who is?
good.
I'm like really lukewarm about this whole thing. No! I've been waiting for this forever. Jeffrey texted me and he was like, "You want to do a live feed?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, right now? Yes, I'll sign up right now." Oh, I love her so much.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh,
So
man.
good.
The dream stream.
Jason, you created a monster.
Daisy
We all
is,
do.
I used to tell people that I'd write Daisy at the end of a really rough day when I was just angry and uncensored and just like, I gotta write Daisy lines, boom, just like whatever came out, because she doesn't filter, she doesn't censor, she's Daisy. She asks for no permission from anyone.
And she doesn't apologize after either.
She doesn't.
Nope.
I love her. I've had so many people come up to me and talk about how much they love Daisy, and just because of that, because she's not comparing herself to anyone, she's just herself, and Misty just knocks it out of the park.
I'm really sorry you got such an uptight, buttoned-up actress to play this broad.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the blackmail angle, it
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have landed the gig, Misty.
Yeah.
But
My church group. I had my church group right in.
yeah, that was awkward and weird.
And pick it for me to get. They did a lot of work trying to get me this role.
We had to come in through other doors to get around them. It was really weird. It was awkward.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should probably get going and take a look at some of the... a lot of the concept art for Daisy, because she's had a lot of designs up to...
Has she? Oh, I can't
yeah.
wait to see these.
Do you have the stream up?
No.
Oh,
I got you guys on my screen.
Oh,
I
shit.
need to bring up the stream, but mute it, right?
Yes,
That's what
correct.
I need to
Yeah, you'll be on a little bit of a delay, but yeah, you'll be able to see all this cool shit, so...
do. Right on.
Yeah,
Right on.
she did say she was pretty lukewarm on this, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're totally ambivalent about this character. Oh, my God. I love her so much.
All right, here we go.
All right.
So were you working with Daisy, on Daisy from the very beginning?
Yeah, from the very beginning. So
Okay.
the initial idea for Daisy, I think she came from a piece of concept art that we found, much like Hardtack, where it was just like we had some concept art, we look at it, we're just like, that's an agent. I think Daisy was the same way, and but it was like, so there's this idea of rockabilly roller girl. Yeah, kind of like how fun that would be visually as an agent, right? And then like what would this person carry, right? Minigun, right? Big, and I was like, so it just kind of evolved from there. And Daisy was an early favorite. People liked the idea of Daisy, and so we did a lot of exploration though. Kind of like what are the boundaries? I didn't do much. This is me speaking on behalf of the artist. Sorry, guys. But they kind of want to explore like what are the boundaries of Daisy as far as this idea of rockabilly roller girl, kind of retro sensibilities but like very modern personality, and so yep.
Yeah, there's like...
What are the boundaries?
While like gathering all the concept art, like I actually had to cut some out just because there's so much for Daisy. We'd be here for like 2.5 hours.
And
holy
probably
moly.
like tons of different takes, artists, right? I think a lot of people wanted to try their hand at her. So here we have I actually really like the Derby Girl one. I think that's like if Daisy were like in Atomic Blonde or in as a secret agent or something, like I think that's what she would look like. I like that one a lot. And then we have kind of a Tank Girl-esque with the high bangs and the sides. Like like none of these were Daisy, but they were still cool characters.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if like Daisy and Hardtack both had eye patches and
That would be.
different eyes, right? Yeah, like
Yeah.
They lost in the same pencil throwing contest. Yep. And so here's like big, broad, like exploration of the character. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Oh man.
Jeez, there's a ton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like this is what we're seeing is like maybe a quarter of all the different designs, but like yeah, they all shared a couple. There were a couple different themes. I feel like this image specifically like really like sums up like the three major like types of Daisy that were coming up a lot.
Yeah. Part of it, I think, part of the exploration that they really wanted to get right was that there's a confidence to her, and there's a sexual confidence to her as well, but like she doesn't run around in a bikini, like it's not that. It's just that, I mean, she's gonna dress how she wants to dress, and she's not doing it for you. She's just doing it because that's what she wants to wear, and that's a hard concept. Period. Right, to distill into a single image. But that middle one, I imagine, like if Daisy had a comic book, right? Like that would be like one of the takes on her.
Yeah, when we talked about some agents in the past and like how they came about, I remember I believe Fortune was literally just a post-it note that somebody wrote like Sky Pirate on or something.
High-tech pirate.
Yeah, High-Tech Pirate
Yep.
was. Did Daisy come out basically the same way, or is it just like was it just like Roller Derby Girl?
It was a Roller Derby Girl, and now that I remember, like we did an initial kind of shotgun blast brainstorming idea, and we had an idea for a character named Bombshell.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff that was Bombshell got brought over to the Daisy concept art.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Here's the gritty reboot.
right. The yeah, it's also interesting to see like going through all the different weapons she had, and like very slowly seeing like, oh, the miniguns started to come in.
Yeah, and the minigun was there early, and I think it was exploring like, well, what are other big weapons that she can have? Because one weapon as kind of big and bombastic as she is, because she's a very loud personality, very like just stomps into the room, right? All eyes on her, and wanted her throwing like tiny daggers or something didn't make any sense. So, but minigun's not the only large weapon you can have, and so these are some explorations of like, well, what if she didn't have a minigun, right? Like, and sometimes it's simple, like, what if we can't get a minigun to work in the game, right, Jordan? Like, sometimes you have to explore the concepts just because it's like, well, maybe that doesn't work for us.
Yeah, this is just a small sampling of like a good like 20 different variations of this version of Daisy.
Yeah. And you're really starting to see the elements of Daisy come through.
Yeah.
A little bit of like a machine shop, very blue collar, overalls. Yeah. So to really see this is, and then the hair, right, which I think is a key part of the character.
Right. Yeah, you said
this was like one of the ones that actually I think kind of stuck almost, like once it kind of, you can see where she starts coming through. Because I came on like around when they were doing all this exploration and stuff, and we would like shelve characters and then come back to them and revisit them, and they'd always like this starts to hit on her aesthetic really well.
What's missing in all of these though, and what ended up in the final version of Daisy is that like right now she looks like someone who like walked out of like she just finished opening night of Grease the musical and then grabbed a gun and walked outside, right? She's yet to look like a soldier or like an agent, she still looks a little bit more like too much like just a concept, right? Just an idea, not an actual person who's going to be on the front line of a war against Legion.
Yeah, there were some other versions of this as well, but like between these two, this is basically like what the
these are refinements on the same concept. Yeah. And more like more punky, but then you look at F, right? There you go.
It's pretty close.
Really starting to get close. There we go.
I like C too.
Yeah, let's go back to C here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, C's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Oh, look at her. Here's a totally geeky, writery thing. Is that I remember reviewing the concept art like this, and she had the leopard spot tattoos up her neck, and they go under her face, and this was totally like just me being like a writer, right? I was like, I actually think that deep down Daisy is vain enough to not tattoo her face.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think she would neck, arms, legs, absolutely. Her face, no. And so thankfully, thank you, artists. They're like, okay, yeah, we can remove the tattoos. You
You didn't
fucking
mention
writer.
tattoos on her butt.
I don't know. Does she have tattoos on her butt? I don't know.
She definitely has a tramp stamp, I would think. But it would say something absolutely filthy, so it's like the last thing you see before you dive into crack. And I feel like she'd have it's like that internet picture where the person had the upper left square of their pubic hair shaved or like permanently removed, and a guy mowing the lawn.
Oh God, yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
I feel like she'd have something like that.
I have seen that. Oh my god.
I'm gonna be thinking about that now.
man.
Like, what would that say? What would that be?
Yeah.
Hometown proud. Call your mother.
Oh, whose mother? My mom's in this stream.
Is she? I was saying that's what a tramp stamp would say. Is call your mother.
Call your
Like,
mother.
oh wait, what? How am I supposed to work back here? What I'm thinking about?
Yeah. I feel like it'd be like, whoops.
Yeah. This is awesome.
No, we're not talking to you right now.
And here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daisy.
Now I remember that drum on her back eventually got removed, right? What was the reason for that?
Yeah, it was just technical reasons.
Okay.
We animation-wise, the technical investment was not really worth it. We couldn't. We just, there was that point in time where we put the drum on her back too, and people started dropping her in game, right? And they're like, "Where's Daisy's ass? The drum's covering it. I want to see it."
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was still there's still something really cool about her lugging this drum on her back though, and we did the investigations, and we just it was like, no, not worth it.
Yeah, I just remember talking about that there's a post on our internal forums that was just like the best butts in the game. Like Hollywood was really high up there before his ass got
got nerfed.
his ass got nerfed.
His ass was OP.
Yeah, it was too good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that there's people posting because that drum was there. It's like, well, I guess Daisy doesn't count.
Highbrow. That's
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. What's that called? The model render?
High res.
Yeah.
High-res render. Yeah, I really like the render for a gun, just because it's absurdly detailed. Holy shit.
That's Pain. Pain's crazy. Love you, David.
Wonderful.
David Payne's our primary weapons artist, and that man just does fantastic work.
Does
Yeah.
a good ass job.
That's really good.
I worry about what's in his basement.
We'll save that for another stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also have some art here for the 2D intro for
Yeah.
when you're unlocking Daisy. So we'll take another look at that intro in a little bit. We showed that in a stream forever ago. It feels like now.
Oh, and again, it's so good.
Totally gonna show it again. But for the 2D intro, I'm assuming you were all on that too, right?
Yeah, I wrote that. And it was, the 2D intros are all about distilling the dream of the character. And there's even she talks about it. She talks about it in her intro, right? Of why did I join Mayhem? I bet you hear all sorts of stories, right? That was my pitch perfect Misty Lee impression. And it's about redeeming some past crime, blah blah blah. All of those are backstories of other agents that we're kind of talking about, right? And then she's just like, she had nothing better to do, really. And her backstory is really she is blue collar, grew up blue collar in Chicago suburbs, went into the military, did one tour, never was constant reprimand. tried to work jobs, right? But like just always had a problem with authority. And the only thing she was really good at was like roller derby, where she could be aggressive. And even that, though, like eventually, you know, she'd even bend the rules, break the rules there. And so like for her, Mayhem is a place that's going to accept her. And where she can do what she loves to do, which she says very explicitly, the two things that she cares about in that intro. And so I like that because, I like that because I felt it was a unique take on the motivation of a character of like, look, she's not, there's no deeper mystery here.
Right.
She's Daisy. Like she is what's on the, you know, the label's on the package, man. Like she knows what she is.
Yeah. All right. With that, I guess we should take another look at this intro here.
All right.
Yeah. Here we go. If I can get this damn cursor out of the way, get out of there.
Why did I join Mayhem? Seriously? You ask a question like that, I'm sure you get all kinds of answers, huh? Fighting the good fight, getting revenge, redeeming some past crime, trying to unlock a mysterious past, or secure some brighter future, maybe even chasing some fame. I bet you get all sorts of answers. Yeah, well, sorry to say, I'm just not that complicated. When you're built like a brick shithouse, and all you care about is fucking fighting, and then something comes along like Devil's Night? What the hell else are you supposed to do?
Yeah, that one just like fucking rules, and
Her
it's
decision making.
Yeah.
I can relate.
Can you freeze on the frame in that? Can you go back to that?
Oh yeah, sure. Which frame?
Right after she throws the guy out the window, and she goes right there, like.
Oh yeah, who's that
go back.
bartender?
Yeah, here you go. This
that
is
night.
a little known fact. Misty and I share screen time. I did not know this until it came in, but the cinematics guys had based the bartender on me.
Yeah!
So,
Good on you, son.
so there we are.
Thanks for the beer.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for destroying my bar.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't like sore ass. I expected it to be a very high, classy joint. Oh, and there's old steel. So there's some Volition history right there for
Yeah.
things. So yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
thank you, Frank and Ev and company for putting me in Daisy's intro.
And they never even told you until later, huh?
I really
they just
did.
went for it.
It was just like I was just like, wait a minute, is that? Wait a minute, and then Frank was like, oh yeah, I was gonna tell you.
Somebody in the chat wants to know when they're gonna get a Sore Ass Tavern T-shirt.
Well, swing on by the Sore Ass Tavern.
Yeah.
Get all the things. I don't know, man. It'd be great. It would be fantastic.
I'm assuming you can like get shirts from that place if you like are really good at trivia night there.
Yeah. Yep. You
Hey,
complete
trivia to sore ass do.
$80 via your card into the slot when you're playing trivia. You know how they
Yep.
make you pay for it now.
Right.
You got to buy your T-shirt.
Oh, damn it.
You got to go the whole world tour of beers, but there's only 4. Old Steel 72. That's how many calories
Yeah.
are in it. Old Steel Ultra and Old Steel Ice. That's all. Fun fact: they're all the same beer.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just different taps.
I really hope they bring back Old Steel Crystal though.
Yeah, that was good. Clear
beer.
Who knew?
Weird.
And then finally we've got some nice key art here. I really like in the upper right with Daisy on the missiles, the graphic used for introducing. Isn't it her personal mission later on? It's a splash screen for
Her
one of
personal
missions.
mission. The morning
Yeah.
after is her unlocked mission, and
Yeah.
Boom is her personal mission.
Yeah, I always really like the art. Oh, speaking of this one, I hadn't seen this illustration of Daisy until like after we were like talking about the game around E3. It just showed up all over the place all of a sudden. I was like,
What's funny about this? Actually, you'll notice like 2 things in this image that the art that we looked at earlier, like you notice in her render and stuff, she didn't have skates yet.
Right.
That's something we can get to. But she's showing her tongue, and she has her tongue ring in this, and like you said, around E3, like this art started popping up, and
Yeah.
I was like, Daisy's tongue ring, like. We had to get a tongue ring in game on Daisy. I was like, I animated her tongue at some point. Her tongue is exposed. it needs to be pierced, and like we just like some dudes like came together and we just like got that shit in there. So if you pay attention
So
really
great.
close, she does have her tongue
Nice.
in game.
Of course she'd have a barbell. That's a courtesy, man.
All right, can we take a second to talk
Do you know
about the
what
skates?
that's for? Huh?
Yeah.
What's that for? What's that for, Missy? Tell us. Tell the kids at home.
Daisy will tell you.
Yeah,
You can do a lot of stuff with a tongue ring.
you can. Tricks.
Yep. Look it up, son.
So the skates. Yeah, Daisy initial, even though she was a roller derby girl, like there were a lot of concerns about locomotion on her, and like you know to hit the metrics and stuff, right, Josh? It's like how do we make that work? And so she had just boots on for the longest time. She ran around like a normal agent, and then someone took the initiative and made skates happen, and that is Josh over here.
It was a nice little victory, little moment.
Oh, it was so good.
Because we do this thing every once in a while called Awesome Week here, and it's like basically it's usually studio wide, and it's like, hey, work on like something awesome that you want to get in the game, and I was like, shit, I need to sell the team for like to get Daisy on skates, and like got it in, and here we are.
Yeah.
Worked hard on it.
I specifically remember
It was intense.
that was the first awesome week I'd ever been to. That was like the year I started working here. I remember like specifically when the skates thing was shown that some people were like cheering, like, thank God she has fucking skates.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would not have happened without Josh delivering it top to bottom. And yeah, it's funny. Some people, like in Awesome Week, they go off and do crazy things, right? Because they just want to test our tools, test the systems, kind of see what they could do. And Josh took something like practical, like like I want this in my Agents of Mayhem. And let me tell you, like Daisy was always great, but once she had skates on, like that is when she became real.
There's something about
Oh,
it, even
hail Josh.
Yes.
Oh, hail
even
Josh.
just like
Seriously.
contrast with the other characters, like you're like, you're running around with hardtack, like lumbering around and shit, and then you switch to Daisy and just like skating, like I don't know, it feels really good.
Yeah. And we're
All of it for Daisy.
we're ending up on this pretty nice screenshot of Daisy here. She's anytime I basically have to like do any work in the game, it doesn't matter who I'm playing as, I just always switch to Daisy. Like,
Because you want to hear.
it's because like if you boot up the game normally when you're just just drop me into Soul or whatever, it just picks random agents for your squad. But I feel like the game's biased and keeps putting Daisy in there already. Like it might
The game
just
knows.
The game knows.
Yeah.
The game knows what's up.
it's not a true random number generator because it's a little biased towards whatever number Daisy is. But yeah, that's a lot of pre-production stuff for Daisy.
Yeah.
And now I think Misty, let's chat. Let's hang out. Let's talk. Let's switch over to your camera.
Are you ready for this?
Okay, so when you first started working on Daisy, what was the first thing of her you saw?
The 2D.
Okay, it was the 2D. Was it like finished at that point, or?
No, I think it was in rough sketches. They had a lot of it done, but it was sort of in its rough state. I gotta minimize this because I'm looking at myself and I don't want to do that. So it was kind of in its rough state. It might have been really close to done. And they showed it and they said, this is where she's going. This is who she is. And I was like, turn on the microphone. Let's do this.
So was that the thing that like sold you on her then, I guess?
Well, the very first thing. Oh, you know what? The very first thing I saw was that concept art where she's standing to the side with the daisy on her hair. That's the very first thing I saw. And then I think after that, the next session, I saw the 2D because we recorded the lines for the 2D in the first session. As soon as they brought her up, I was like, oh my God, yes, that's my spirit animal.
Have you voiced any character that's been like Daisy before? Or is this like...
I don't think there's any character like Daisy in the world. So that's my honest answer. Have I voiced crass and sassy characters? I'm sure that you can imagine the answer to that is yes. I'm Tora in a Star Wars: The Old Republic, and she's pretty irritating. She is. She's just she's kind of an asshole, but she's not like Daisy. She's tough, but she's not like Daisy. I've also been Princess Leia. Tough. Salty Broad, not like Daisy. Red Sonja, salty tough broad, still not like Daisy. Lady Leodrin, still not Daisy.
Oh,
totally different animal.
So, Jason, were you the one that working with her for her lines, or was that one of the other writers?
No. I was part of the team that listened to the auditions for Daisy, that came in, of which Misty was the clear standout. I don't mean that as any slight against anyone else who auditioned for Daisy. A lot of them were able to land that attitude, but there was just this authenticity where it didn't feel like a woman of average temperament putting on a persona. It felt authentic and clear and legit, and so I was just like, oh my god, like that's Misty Lee, like hire her.
Thanks.
But I think Jeff, when you work with Jeff Belowski, I believe you work with mostly him and Larry Gates, our audio guy.
Fucking love some Jeff and Larry.
Yeah.
I love them both.
Oh my god, they're great.
God, yes, yeah, I worked with both of them in session. And I will say that even in the audition lines, Daisy was still Daisy.
Yeah.
You had her walking in being like, hey man, what'd you leave me back there for? It was something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah, and she was just like, you guys left me, you assholes. It was something like that.
It was,
And-
yeah. Yeah.
I remember laying it down and thinking, this chick is hilarious. And then when they called, I didn't even know what it's, because they don't tell you what you're doing when you come in for a video game. You don't find out till you get there. Oh, it's Grand Theft Auto, and you're going to be raped in the lemon party scene. Great. So I mean, whatever. But whatever. But I got there and they were like, this is the audition, this was that thing. And I was like, oh, she was rad. And they're like, and this is what she looks like. And I'm like, it just gets better and better. It turned me into Homer Simpson. I was just like, this is so good. So good.
All right, so when you're doing all these lines and stuff, which one is like the one that stands out in your head the most?
One? Oh my God, Jason knows what's coming. I see him.
I know.
I do.
I knew I loved her, and we were going to be besties forever, for all eternity, when I got to look into a microphone and go, talk to the clam. And I said, this, if I do nothing else in my career, I have reached the summit of the mountain. And the other one was, not cool, squid.
I've heard that line.
It's not even a squid. So drunk.
Daisy is not a waterologist, as she would tell you.
The waterologist. Yeah, I don't know, fucking waterologist. I don't know what that thing is. No, it's slimy. And then the other one that got me really bad, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but when she's on with Braddock about clown dicks.
Oh God.
Yeah, totally. You can, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was a good one.
I didn't write that one, so. Thank you.
Well, then that was lower on the totem.
Oh, of course, obviously. No, that was a writer here, Matt Enton, and that was one where it's like, I remember reviewing that and going like, well, I mean, I had her say talk to the clam, so
Yeah.
You know
my
what?
favorite is that they're like, Daisy, get off the line.
Yeah.
She's butting in, and she's like, for you guys at home that don't know, okay, am I allowed to tell them what's going on
Yeah,
in the game?
totally.
Because I don't want to blow it.
No, we already played that mission on an earlier stream.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So there, for those of you who don't know what's going on, and I'm paraphrasing because you just need to play it. It's wonderful. But with Braddock, she's on the phone and she's calling people clown dicks, and Daisy just butts in and she's like, guys, in my experience, clown dicks are just like regular people dicks. And they're off the line. She's just.
She's helping.
Some information she wants to impart, I mean, she just needs to set the record straight. God.
Important intel.
And again,
And being a magician, I can honestly say I have no idea. I did not go method. I have no idea. Or are not. So I'm going to have to take this writer's word for it, because I don't think I would ever.
I think Matt might know. I don't know. Matt has a storied past.
Matt sleep with a lot of clowns. Is that his jam?
Ah!
You know
determined.
What's a lot?
Send me
yeah.
a DM and let me know.
Yeah, I am now embarrassing Matt. Sorry, Matt. My apologies to your family.
That's the thing that embarrasses Matt. He should not be working in Volition. I have a feeling Matt's just fine, yeah?
He's good. He should be fine.
Yeah. You guys are all awesome over there. You guys are so great.
Oh my god. Okay, so working on Daisy. How have you seen gameplay of her? Have you seen her in game?
Yeah, I saw what you guys released in April.
Okay.
I saw Commission.
Okay, was that the first thing of her you saw in game then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they told me about the roller skates. I remember Jeff and Larry. Jeff was really excited about the roller skates, and so was I, obviously. But I didn't actually see it in action until you guys released that gameplay in April on her mission. And I love that she can just get some air and jump with it. It's just incredible. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm. When you were voicing all those lines for like when she's like super drunk, and also when it's like the talk to the clam line, like especially talk to the clam, like did you even need to do another take on that, or was it just like completely like from the heart, supernatural, like?
Oh my God, of course it was natural. Did I need to do a take? No. Did I want to do a take? Yeah. I think I've said it about 80 times, and they were like, we got it on take 1, and I'm like, no, I'm not done. They were like, we really need to move on, and Dutch just like cut off my microphone, and they were like, you're off a lot. And I'm yelling it on the way out, security's dragging me out, and I'm going, talk to the clam, no, talk to the clam. Over and over for like 6 months, and now it's in my vocabulary. It's like in my arsenal, and I say it a lot.
Oh my
and
God.
It's really wonderful. So I thank you for that gift, Jason.
You're welcome. Please don't do it in front of elementary schools or churches.
Oh, of course I'm going to do it in front of elementary schools. It's part of their biological education.
That's true. And
I'm going to give them
waterology.
some clam puppets so that I can get away with it everywhere.
The mall tour. This is good.
Totally.
This is good
totally.
stuff.
I'll be the only one in the mall. Nobody goes to the mall anymore, but I'll be sitting there with a clam puppet.
That's right. Outside some abandoned FYE. Come see Misty Lee.
Spencer's.
Oh God.
Oh man,
my
that's
God.
like a natural fit for Spencer's.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep.
It is. It would have to be radio controlled and have a fake police light in it.
Yeah. That's.
Remember those mushrooms they used to sell? They used to throw rainbow colors up on the wall.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. We have one of those at home.
I saw. You have one?
I have one. Actually, my daughter has one. But
Fortune for
totally.
that on eBay.
Really? She doesn't use it much.
Nice.
She doesn't like it. Like, what are you talking about, honey? I don't know what happened to that weird thing. It must have died.
Where'd it go?
You know those things. They just leave sometimes.
They do. Sometimes it's time. You know, all my husband's Argyle vests moved out one day when he wasn't here.
Oh, that's a shame. But that's a risk you have with Argyle.
Yeah.
He came home and he's like, what happened to my vest? I'm like, oh. Well, after I donated them, who knows what became of them.
Yeah, right. They left a note.
Totally.
Oh man, you mentioned earlier, and I heard this when I was like, getting some like talking points forever ago from like Larry and some of the other audio people. You mentioned you're a magician.
Yes.
Holy shit! How long have you been a magician for?
Too long. 150 years.
Wow.
No. Almost. I'm up over 15 though. It's a long time. I'm actually gonna be. Can I plug it? Can I say something?
Go ahead. Yeah, totally.
I'm on Penn and Teller's Fool Us next week.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
Nicely
Yeah,
done.
next Thursday, the 27th. Write it down, 8 o'clock on the CW. You're gonna watch me stabbing some people.
Interesting.
How you do on a Thursday?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man.
And then we have a show here next Friday in North Hollywood. So if you guys are in the chat and you're coming, if you go to boldmagic.show and type in because you're in the chat, I'll give you $20 off the tickets.
Whoa.
Save 20 because I love Volition. That's why.
We're left.
Boldmagic.show, promo code is save 20. You get $20 off a ticket. Why would I do that? Because I love Volition.
That's right. Crazy prices. She's slashing prices.
Crazy
Right?
deals.
Crazy price slashing at the magic show. Random. You guys stuck a line in there about stage magic too.
Yep.
I remember recording
Oh.
it. It was a really long time ago, and they were like, "Oh, they found out out you did magic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was not supposed to get out publicly.
Yeah, that was a PSA. You know, our characters do mostly do really bad public service announcements because these are not role models. But I decided that despite her behavior, I wanted Daisy to actually give like really good public service advice. She talks about like, you know, like, hey, like, you know, like, don't put shit in people's drinks.
So
don't drink and drive. Like, she's like legit.
She really does.
Right?
Yeah.
She's like, fuck you. Like, she's bold about it, right? She's like, don't do that.
Yeah, like the at the beginning of these streams, right before like we come up, I always play a PSA for whatever agent you know, we're talking about, and so like earlier in the week, I was just like, you know, going to the dev console, just cycling through all of Daisy's because I haven't heard all of them because there's so many for each agent, and so like I was cycling through, I was like, okay, let's get a really funny one, and then it was, you know, I was like, wait, she's giving some good advice here, and like the one I picked was just like, hey, reading is learning.
Yeah, right. Right? Daisy wants you to read.
It's fucking
Daisy doesn't
awesome.
want more dumb people in the world, right? She's like, we hit our limit. We're at quota. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. But I was thinking that the magic line was a PSA. Now I don't know. Maybe it's just.
I don't think I've heard the line about magic before. I feel like
I don't remember where it was, but it's in there.
But I thought it was a PSA, but maybe not. But it's the line is about, because I found out it actually. Jeff and Larry had told me that you did magic, but prior to that, I saw you dressed as Zatanna,
Oh, yeah.
who is my favorite DC character. I fell in love with her within Books of Magic, the original four book series that Neil Gaiman did back in the 90s, and
Right.
and
yeah.
I just love Zatanna. I love the idea of this, like, you know, this magician. And so I was like, oh man, that's awesome. Like, Misty Lee's dressed up as a magician, and then it's like, oh no, she's actually a magician. I'm like, holy shit! All right, well that's going in. And so Daisy talks about, like, in an alternate universe somewhere, she's a magician. And not just a regular
She would be
magician.
or something like that, yeah. And
Yeah.
I was like, I think if I could be anything, I'd be like a stage magician. And I was
Right.
like, oh!
Right.
I remember it coming up and being like, I love you guys so much.
I love sneaking that stuff in. Like,
I loved it.
Now that it's public, you know, Jessica Nicole is the voice of Gremlin, and I knew her from Fringe, and so I stuck.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I stuck in a whole bunch of Fringe references on her
Oh,
lines
nice,
too.
nice.
I love it, man, because I was like, you know, it's late. I got lines to do, and it's like I'll just. Anything that's public, I will pull from your life. You've been warned.
Fine with me. Bring it in.
Were you doing magic or voice acting first?
Magic first.
Okay.
And hauling a trailer around is bullshit. So somebody said, well, if you don't want to carry stuff around, start doing stuff with your voice. And I said, all right. When I was at Second City, somebody said, you know, you do a lot of voicey stuff, and I know you can sing. Why don't you try, and you're a good actor, why don't you try voice acting? And I said, why don't I? So I took a class with Bob Bergen, and then Richard Horvitz, who's Invader Zim.
Mm-hmm,
So Porky Pig and Invader Zim are my two teachers, and
Wow.
and it's really fun. Yeah, it's not easy. A lot of people are like, you know, I have this voice, and I really want to get into voice acting, and it's like, yeah, you know what? It's yes, it's good to have that voice, but you can't just have that voice.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have all this acting background so that voice is grounded in something, because every character that you play is an extension of you.
Right.
So, you know, there are a lot of people that are like, oh, I can do Marge Simpson or I can do SpongeBob. And it's like, yeah, but can you create that from the ground up and give SpongeBob a laugh that's organic? Mm-hmm. And it's not just about mimicking the voice. It's about being the character. Mm-hmm. And when you watch Tom Kenny do SpongeBob, he's like, his posture changes, and it's really crazy. So it's so acty first. And there are people like Richard Horvitz, for example. He's got tremendous range, but he's also got this really interesting sound. And it's what Richard does with his energy that gives him this breadth of characters, as opposed to him changing his voice up all the time. And then you have someone like Frank Welker or D. Bradley Baker, and it's, you know, you don't even know if that thing is human when you're sitting on the microphone with him. But it's acting first. And you asked me which one I was doing first, and the bottom line is magic first. Mm-hmm. And voice acting, I don't have to hook up a trailer for. So, yeah. I got a garage full of bullshit right now that's got to go to the El Portal Theater. And I'm just like, boy, I wish I just had to be on a microphone this afternoon. I love it, but it's a lot. You know, I mean, we've got a crew of 9 that comes in to do these shows, and everybody works their tails off, and it costs a fortune. But it's really fun. I mean, who gets to say, what are you doing this afternoon? I'm doing a ghost show in a magic castle. I'm sorry, what? For money? People are going to pay you? Yep. Welcome to adulting. What's that? And then on, the next afternoon, I'm on the Warner Brothers lot going, talk to the clam. What is my life? I mean, I started out going to school to be a dentist. What happened?
Oh, man.
When you fail at practical stuff, you end up in
so
creative.
proud. They're like, oh, God.
That's so good.
Oh, man. Unfortunately, we only have 20 minutes left, and we still need to play this video game. Oh, man. So.
I'll shut up and go away.
No! Please stay around.
Okay. Shut up, but stay there.
Yeah.
I can do that, too.
But thank you so much for answering those questions.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything in the chat that we have to do before we go? I just love everybody in the chat. You guys are rad. Hi, Wes. I see you there. Hi, Brian. So, anyway, thank you, you guys, because they were being really nice to me. I was talking to them when you guys were showing the concept art.
Okay.
So you've got a really cool community going on here.
Yeah,
I hope they like the game. I think they will.
Yeah, we have especially like when we're doing these streams, we always have like a bunch of regulars who are like on the stream day, like here at like 9 or 10 in the morning or something. Like they're always there, like just chatting, just waiting. It's like, man,
That's so good.
rad.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You can't pay for dedication like that. That's really incredible. And I know you listen to them too, because you care. Because I've heard it firsthand. I've heard you guys making changes firsthand. I know you love your fans.
Absolutely.
So on behalf of somebody who's going to play this game, thank you for giving her roller skates and thank you for everything you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And on behalf of somebody who's in it, fucking yeah!
Oh, man. All right. Well, thank you for answering all those questions. I guess we should go check out Daisy in the game now, huh?
Hell
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan's like, I've been waiting for
I know. Why do you think I'm here?
Yeah.
All right.
Jordan, is this the best Jordan? Is that what
This is best Jordan.
I also respond to Hot Jordan. And,
Both are accurate.
And
I
now the final Jordan, because we used to
I like all of those things.
we used to have another Jordan.
And also just
Much
just
better
another
than
Jordan.
Smells Like Wet Dog Jordan, who I'm glad they got rid of.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you definitely are best Jordan. And Hot Jordan too. I'll give you all of those things.
Thank you.
Look, I'm a cowgirl.
Yeah, totally.
Shucks. All right.
All right. So, Daisy, one of my favorites to play as. I guess I'm just gonna press the button and make some bad guys appear. How does Daisy work?
So when we did a first pass on Daisy's design, we kind of did just a paper design on all the agents really quick. And we're like, she has a minigun. Okay, cool. She does minigun things. Like, she's slow, she's lumbering, she lays down suppressive fire. And then when Josh did his awesome animations, we're like, oh, we have to throw all of that out because she's more than a minigun. The minigun is the secondary thing to Daisy. You know, she has a brash attitude, she has roller skates, and she also happens to have a minigun, right? So rather than go bottom down, because in video games we know what a minigun is and we can design to that really easily, I wanted to go top down, or bottom up, I wanted to go top down. And so we threw out everything we had before, and I watched a bunch of roller derby. I'd never seen anything derby. I read all the rules, I looked up documentaries, all that kind of stuff. Because the character really appealed to people, and I wanted to harness that. So we knew she had a brash attitude, she's on roller skates, and she has a minigun. So that means she has to be fast, because she has skates. She has to deal a ton of damage, because she has a minigun. And she has to be able to take a lot of damage. She can take a lot of hits, because she's bold and likes to get in the thick of the fight. Unfortunately, that makes a perfect agent. Like, you don't need to play as anyone else when you have when you have all three of those things in one agent. So she was really hard to design because we needed to hit all those high points while still having a balancing act. Particularly the duality of the minigun versus the roller skates, because those are two conflicting gameplay styles. Minigun is pretty straightforward, pretty standard minigun. We didn't want to complicate that because there's a lot of other stuff going on. So she lays down a ton of fire. It has some spread on the weapon, and it overheats. And then once it overheats, we wanted to use that as a resource and not just as a restriction. And so she'll go into what we would call derby mode or jammer mode. She gets a speed boost. She can't fire her weapon anymore because it's cooling, But whenever she runs into someone, she knocks them back and deals damage because she's just throwing bows and shoulders and plowing through everyone. So you get this nice cyclical nature where you're in minigun mode, you're a little slow, or you're lining up your shots and you're mowing down enemies, and then you just slam through a flank or reposition or just do circles and laps around the battlefield to hit everyone. That duality is the core of her kit, and it highlights, like I said, her mobility with her skates, her minigun, the damage with her minigun, and she becomes very durable in that mode, so she can take a lot of hits. She's the epitome of our bruiser mentality in the game. We had a lot of, we had 3 to 4 design iterations on her, like after we threw out the miniguns. It was tough to nail it down. It's like at one point, she would put passing points on enemies, which would be things that like appeared above their head, and you would trigger them by running into them. And it was all to balance out all these different factors, and it was just too dense, and it didn't feel good. So we were able to render it down to what we have here.
Yeah, I remember actually capturing like tutorial videos for the passing point system. Remember, like, it was hard to convey.
Yeah. Our game's very fast, and there's a lot of visuals going on, and to add something else that you have to track very closely while you're playing as a character who's in the thick of it, where things are moving and you need to just be skating through people. It was a lot.
Also, just because there's a lot of people here, should we take a look at her mayhem real quick here?
Oh yeah, and so her mayhem is the minigun dream. None of the silliness of the duality of whatever design gibberish. She just revs up her minigun and mows things down. It doesn't take heat anymore. It does bonus damage. It fires faster. We lock you down sights to really just focus on you shooting Legion and just murdering them.
Yeah.
And that going back to like kind of how her kit changed a lot. Like she actually had a completely different ultimate animation when
That's right.
to kind of be contextual to her old like functionality. So we had like redone animations to just iterate on her kit to get her playing well. Other agents.
We really wanted to get her right. There was a resonance with Daisy across the whole team, and everyone loves Daisy. Like we've seen that internally, externally, and we at any point we could have flipped a table and just said she's back to minigun things. She has a minigun, and done something simple and straightforward, but we made sure to iterate to the point where she's the character she deserves to be.
Yeah.
In game and in voice and in animation.
I should also mention quickly, I like annihilated everyone in this outpost, but also like if we take a look at her, she's like, I haven't distributed all the points, but she's basically completely upgraded.
Nice.
And we're on like difficulty level 10 right now of 15. So
Dang. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. In the hands of a good player.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Daisy can wreck house.
Yeah, she's
For
great.
sure.
So yeah, now that we've seen like what she's all about, let's talk about her gadgets and stuff
Yeah,
here.
her progression. So she has 2 main builds. One that focuses on the minigun and one that focuses on her derby mode. Her special is strange because most people have just something that you fire it off, like Hollywood shoots a grenade, and we just have to say in the description of the ability he fires a grenade and it does medium damage. Daisy has a lot going on, right? Like her special cools her gun, it gives her buffs. She can now check enemies by running into them, and we iterated on the actual text like 10 times just to get it to fit in this box. But her specials, there's 3 flavors of a bunch of different parts, and we won't go into too many details, but one puts her in jammer mode longer and gives you more knockback damage. So if you like to just skate around and plow through enemies and shoulder check them, there's that one. And then there's the one in the middle that you start out with that has a nice balance of both. It just gives you your kind of baseline. And then you have a minigun one that increases heat slower and like knocks back enemies when you come out of your jammer mode, your derby mode, so that you can mow them down at a good range and highlight the minigun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, for her weapon ones, another one of the builds is specifically like becoming more focused, right? Like with her spread.
Mm-hmm. There's a variant to the minigun mode where there's some things that will like help it spin up faster and can stop the bullet spread so you can hit enemies a little more accurately. Mm-hmm. And there's also a lot, like I think there's one that had it spin up slower but does more damage.
Right, yeah.
A lot of stuff like that, yeah.
And then on top of the, just the normal upgrades we also have these core upgrades that are pretty handy as well.
Yeah. The first one is one of the key things that plays to her bruiser tankiness. When she looks down sights, which is something you don't inherently want to always do with her because she's very mobile and she wants to be repositioning, we give you a stack of Fortify to just let you take the hits and just let you stand there and minigun people.
Right.
Similarly, when you enter derby mode, this one removes all debuffs. There's like slow is really annoying in our game. You move slower and you can't jump, and it opens you up because we have movement-based combat. Enemies will just slaughter you if you're not able to move. And she's, I think, maybe the only character who can at will remove the debuffs if you set it up and have jammer mode ready.
Yeah.
And the last one that augments her mayhem to just, again, the tankiness of her. She gets health back as she kills people. She inhales their essence, and not really. She's not a necromancer. She's also a necromancer. Daisy has everything.
Wow.
Yeah. But she
as she should.
Yeah. I am not one to get in the way of Daisy. She gets everything we have. But she gets health back for killing enemies. She rallies from her awesome minigun murder.
Yeah.
And she can just continue fighting afterwards.
Yeah.
So just to like talk to her, the approach of her animation a little bit is interesting, and for me like kind of a challenge because by the time we got to Daisy, like we already had some agents in the game, and we had these systems defined for how they move and everything, and so like that was one thing, is like how do I get her to skate but also move and have access to the same stuff that other characters do. And like with my luck, there's gonna be like a derby person, someone that is like plays derby in the stream, and they probably notice like she doesn't skate exactly like a derby girl would skate, or someone and there's like kind of this balance of like getting the skating aesthetic but also fitting in the realms of our limitations. And so like I did a lot of research on like, you'll notice when she like takes off and she like does her 180 turns and everything, she she uses her toe stops and runs on them. She does a lot of derby moves there, but like general movement, sometimes she doesn't move exactly how you would like on a derby track.
Did you go to any actual games? Because I know there's like some like near here.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. They actually like I ended up buying, like, after I went to 1 or 2 games, I bought like a season pass for like the next season, because I was just like,
all right,
I'm just gonna surround myself with this shit because it's awesome.
It's so good.
But yeah, and then so a lot of this, it's like a mixture of like hand key animation. A lot of the skating is, and then so our mocap actress Maggie McDonald, she's fucking awesome. She that humping the minigun tape little animation.
Yeah, this one.
That was one of those one take wonders where it's like one take. I can't. Select. That's it. she loves the character as much as we do, and so when we decided to put her on skates, we were going to put her on skates. I was like, oh, let's get some like mocap that can try to use just experimental. Like, we ended up finding some like furniture pads that you would put underneath like the feet of furniture to move around, strapped them to her feet so that she could slide around this on set. And so we ended up doing some takes where she's like to get some of the motions of like sliding and stopping, and a mixture of that and like just going at it like hand key stuff. She ended up turning out pretty awesome. And then same, like, just iterating as we go, like as Jordan was saying, she changed a lot, and so like at some point, like the way she works in game now is like when after you're sprinting for a second or so, your melee becomes more powerful. And so we were like, how do we convey that, just outside of just functionality? And so she gets if you're sprinting, she gets a stronger looking, more powerful melee than when you're just, running around and you just melee someone to knock them back.
Right.
So there's a lot of iteration there.
Curious, when you were working on like actually putting her on skates, because when she's actually firing her gun.
Skates too.
Huh?
I bought a pair of skates.
Oh yeah.
Felt
Okay.
Obligated.
Wow.
When she's on, she's roller
Skating's
skating.
hard.
She's skating when she's moving around normally, but when she goes into like combat mode, there's some drilling happening outside. When she goes into combat mode, she stops skating and she's like sidestepping and stuff normally. Was that really hard to make happen?
No. Well, that was kind of where the line was drawn, where it's like,
Okay.
well, it's a video game. She's gonna be running on skates. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because what if down the line we wanted someone else with a minigun that could leverage this these animations, and like that's where it would have gotten really complicated trying to get her to skate while. And she was before she got on skates, she was so far along to where like that would have been more work than it was worth. But I think like the balance, like it totally sells that she's on skates.
Yeah.
Funny thing, how I ended up getting Daisy, as I mentioned before, like it's on way earlier in the project, and us animators, we're unique individuals. We have all these characters, right? And at some point we basically had like a pool of agents, and we're like, I want to animate this one. No, I want to animate this one. So everybody ended up, we like drew from hats or something. I didn't get Daisy. I had another character that we have, and we had another animator here that had Daisy. So I ended up having to bribe him with, I traded one agent that I had, and then I also ended up buying him a plate of pulled pork nachos so that I could animate Daisy because
Worth it.
Daisy.
We deal in a trade system here.
It was the barter system kicked in, and so.
Well, you're her first choice too.
Totally worth it. As long as it comes with the pulled pork nachos.
That's right. You
That's
got your
understood.
priorities in line, man. Pulled pork nachos come before everything. You did a beautiful job. Look at her
Thank
go.
you. So did you.
Yeah, she's so cool. I love how she adjusts herself, right? She's just like
How she adjusts.
this armor, right?
Oh right, yeah, for her items
Yeah,
and
it's like
stuff.
biting into my ribs, and she like moves. She's so human.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like I said, Maggie is a large part Daisy. She
So
totally just channeled the character and killed it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Some of these idols to kick in here, some of the ones we were talking about.
Yeah.
But
I gotta ask, man.
Oh, it's conversations.
The reason is manifold.
Yeah, Hard Decks in the Squad, yeah. So this is a banner system, which I'm sure people have seen before. They've watched the stream of who you have equipped and who you have unlocked, and conversations that happen organically to kind of sell the office comedy background of Agents of Mayhem.
yeah.
Yeah, Daisy. I don't know. I love writing Daisy. I just love her.
Let's see if I can get an actual talk to the clan to come out from her.
All right.
Oh my god.
Fuck you!
Yep.
All right, we gotta wait a bit because like if you just do another one, you don't get a line right away.
Right.
But yeah, it's
Yeah. Talk to the clown was the line that almost didn't happen.
really.
Yeah. Well, it's there's when you're making an M-rated game, when you're making a game that you have freedom and expectation, like a Volition game does. People have opinions about what a Volition game is, what a Saints Row game is, and as lead writer, I wanted Agents of Mayhem to have its own personality. I didn't want it to just be Saints Row. I want like in a world in which Agents of Mayhem and Saints Row both exist, I wanted them to be distinctive properties that both embody the Volition special sauce. And so, I didn't know what the boundaries were. I knew there were some hard things, like there are things that we absolutely could not do and would not do, right? But some of the stuff is like, well, we knew Daisy was going to be the one that went right up against the boundary. And for that to happen, you need to know what the boundary is.
Yeah.
And so some of her lines, it was like, look, made me laugh. Like I said, a lot of times I wrote it because I wrote it to get frustration out, right? And also it's because, spoilers, I'm not a woman. Right, and so here I am writing this very strong woman, and I want it to be I want Daisy to be a character that women can look at and go, yes. This is not a male power fantasy for Daisy. This is not a male version of this character.
Right.
That Daisy speaks to a group of women as like, look, it's okay to be this, right? It's okay to think this way, act this way. You don't owe anybody anything. And so, it's like, these are the things I think about, right? And so with Daisy is like, you know what? I'm gonna keep the line. It made me laugh, and it's right. I felt like it was up against that border. Turns out Clown Dick was that border. But
Really?
yeah, funnily enough. But when I heard, I heard a story. I forget, Misty, if I heard it directly from you or if I heard it secondhand, but. You had responded very positively when you were given the lines ahead of time. You had made a comment about how there was one line on a game you worked on that you would always you loved being able to deliver that line, and that Talk to the Clan was the only line that like rivaled it. And I was like, okay, good.
Oh, it was just it's so her, and it's such a Braddock thing to say, You guys are fooling around, a bunch of clown dicks, and Daisy's just like, well, I mean, I'm just saying, clown dicks aren't really special.
Right.
And it's like, oh my God. It's just the history that it implies. It was just a wonderful thing. Yeah. And the fact that she would just yell out, just talk to the clan. I mean, it's cram it. It's everything, but it's 100% her.
Yeah.
I would absolutely walk around with a T-shirt that said that with her on it.
Yeah.
And
so
I would
would
walk
she.
around saying it even though it's not appropriate. I say it all the time. I mean, I just told you I'm going to get a clown puppet so that I can start justifying it in public.
Speaking of T-shirts, I don't want to make the chat salty. But
oh man,
us internal people got these shirts in today.
I'm wearing it now, yeah.
Mr. Jason sporting.
I'm sweating
one.
like mad.
But we got these Daisy shirts.
Yep.
Legit.
Yep.
Fucking awesome.
Yep.
I need that in my life.
Daisy, yeah.
So yeah, a lot of us sporting them, enjoying it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it here. I don't know where it belongs.
Now, okay, but look, we've talked a lot about clown dicks and clams today, and that's a good takeaway for everyone. But, there's, because I have to say this, and I mean this sincerely, right? There is actually a lot of depth to Daisy, and I feel like the relationship in her personal mission, she has a conversation with someone from her past, and I feel like there is a bit of bravado and a bit of persona that Daisy puts on, and some of it is probably to protect herself and probably to to kind of let people know, like, not to get too close. But there are people that she has led into her life and let get close. And so there are moments in the game where you get to see a side of Daisy that no one else gets to see. And I really enjoyed writing those because it's, you know, writing the big brash character is great. Writing the unfiltered, unedited character is fantastic. Giving that character more, giving that character a moment where you get to see, like, oh, you know what? She's not all catchphrases and grabbing her crotch, right? Like, there's actually
really not, Jason,
yeah.
and that's one of the things that I think makes her genuinely lovable, because I think otherwise she'd be strident and badass for badass's sake.
Right.
But you get the impression, at least I did, and forgive me for speaking out of turn, I know you were in the middle of a sentence there,
No,
but
go
I just
for it.
want to thank you for that. Because as an actor, she's in, you know, it was really nice to play a character that's incredibly grounded because there's a hell of a lot of heart there. And you get the idea that almost like a, you know, like a Cancerian in astrology, you know, like they have to have this hard outer shell because the inside is so soft and vulnerable, it's
Right.
really hard to take.
Right.
And you gave her that. And that's what makes her so relatable. Because you almost see that, you know, and she also, there's a couple moments, if I'm remembering correctly, where she defends people on the team. And she's like, hey, knock that shit off. You don't have to be mean. You know, it's, I mean, of course, I'm paraphrasing, but there's a lot of that rooting for the under guy and also calling things exactly as they are, getting right to the heart of the matter. And she's got a lot of heart along with that mouth.
She does. Like, she is the one who calls a spade. And
yeah.
And like you said, like defending, right? Because like she is the, you know, the aunt that you kind of dread coming over for Thanksgiving. But she's also the one who is gonna call out like, yeah, whatever, Mary, isn't your son failing out of prep school and shit, right? And you're like, yeah, thank you. You know, like, what are you're gonna talk about this person being on their third marriage when you're on your third wine bottle? You know, like. So thank you, and I think you know, not to gild the Daisy too much because I do love her sincerely, but it's like I think Daisy came together so well because of the people who worked on her, the people who helped create her, the people Misty Lee who brought her to life. And there's a reason. I know it probably seems like we're gushing about Daisy, and there are 11 other amazing agents in the game who I love.
They're all fine.
Daisy was one though that we knew we had to get right because, man, a misstep would have been disastrous. A misstep would have been like, oh God, you're trying really hard, Volition. When really what we wanted to do was just create a character who, like Misty said, who is like no one else. You know, that I want people to, when people in years to come are pitching characters for a game or a TV show or whatever, I want them to be like, it's like Daisy, but you know, like I want her to be the touchstone of like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I get you. She's like Daisy, okay.
Well, thank you for making her so rad. And the other thing about noticing that stuff about people is it also means she's looking.
Yeah.
She's very observant, and she's really got, you know, you say she calls a spade, but she's also got their number because she's watching them.
Yeah.
Which means that she's watching their backs, and she's got them. She really, for as trouble and mischievous as she has been in the past, when she's on this team, her heart's on it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a pretty incredible gift to give an actor.
Yeah, this is the one place that's accepted her. Misty, please, it was incredible. Hearing the lines come back.
I remember when like the first set of lines came back.
Right.
That was like my day. I just like looping them.
You know, we talked about the
I was like, it's Daisy.
The Mayhem ability, right? With the Mayhem ability, I think the original line was like now entering the track, Daisy.
Yeah.
And because it was kind of like yep, I'm here. But when her Mayhem changed and you wanted her ability to change, you picked the line. You were like, I like this line.
Yeah. And I think even before that, now entering the track, there was like another one. But yeah, we ended up doing the.
Can you feel that?
Can you feel that? Well, we went with her ultimate is all about her minigun. It's like
Yeah.
she just revs it up, and it's like she's literally feeling it.
Yeah.
So let's sell that. Like let's play it.
It totally reminds me of like
play it
80s
up.
wrestling, like like Hulk Hogan stomping the
She
ring,
just
right? Like
pumps herself
woo!
up,
You know,
yeah.
like totally like
shaking the.
yeah, like working the crowd, right? This
Yeah.
I imagine Daisy sees this. Everywhere she goes, there's
That's-
a crowd of people admiring her, right, or watching her, right? She's always kind of playing to someone.
That's what was kind of cool about that. Like the now entering the track thing,
Right.
is it kind of. But this is just like cranking it to 11.
Yeah.
Like.
So
good.
Oh man.
You want to check out skins? Do we have time for skins?
I'm not showing off too many skins during these
We're
streams,
not?
but we, right, this one may be hard to see on the stream, but
oh
the 666 pentagram one I
Yep.
really like.
You see that?
She has some amazing skins.
Yeah, but let's one more time. Let's see if I can get the line.
Talk to the clan.
Yeah, nice.
I got it.
Well done.
Oh, perfect. How did you make that happen, Josh?
I willed it.
That was internet magic. It was
But-
the greatest trick Misty Lee ever pulled.
But
Abracadabra.
That's right.
yeah, that's Daisy. Gameplay wise, before we wrap up the stream, we have a couple bugs to look at. Some of them Daisy related. Some she might just be
bugs are the
present.
best.
She might just be present, seeing some kind of horror happen on screen. But
Oh, man.
yeah, I'll
Bugs are the best.
Oh yeah.
set those bugs up real quick here.
I can hear the chat getting hyped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cured from here.
Bugs! Every Saints Row gang says bugs! They're getting excited.
It's so good. I mean, you don't want them when you're playing, right? But like they happen in development.
I didn't
and they
want
are
this when it
amazing.
was happening.
They're amazing to watch and laugh at and be like, wow, what happened?
Yeah. All right. This first one's a doozy. Although
This wasn't in game.
Yeah, this wasn't
Daisy.
This
Yeah.
was me just, I was like, oh, let's see what this animation from another character looks like on Daisy. Let's see if it works. And it totally
Totally does.
didn't work.
What? What are you talking
I
about?
mean,
look at that. Look how.
she's still got the mass.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Look how swole she is.
Yeah.
In games.
I think it's like she's just really indifferent at that
She's
time.
still
Oh my gosh.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
No.
I like that
That's
one.
terribly unfortunate
When-
there. It's a little plastic man.
She went hard on leg day and not so much harmed it.
When threatened, she throws up her shoulders.
That's right.
Yeah, but you mean vomits. It's like,
Don't approach a Daisy in the wild.
she's and that with the leopard tattoos. It's
Right?
hysterical.
That's her camouflage.
For some reason, the other bug image isn't loading up. So let's manually bring up the bug here.
Actually, this one is not a bug. This one I just thought was.
Yeah, this isn't a bug, but if you look,
So
you know-
there's this 2D artwork that we were talking about earlier, and I was like, oh, I want to make this pose in 3D. So, so I did it, and I made an excellent discovery on why she's so damn excited to be riding that minigun.
Is that the motor back there?
And that is the trigger.
Yeah, it is.
And I was like, it all makes sense now.
Can you feel that?
It just
Can
wraps
you
right.
feel?
It just wraps right back around. Yeah.
oh man,
I learned something that day.
Whoa.
not
That's scary.
Oh, no.
not Daisy, Persephone, but
I didn't.
well,
put that
something trying to be Persephone. But
John Carpenter's the thing.
yeah, it's pretty similar. But
Whoa.
yeah,
At
I
least
remember.
her dress didn't fall off.
I remember.
I love that.
I remember seeing this happen in game, and it was great because you could like. She would still animate, but it was just like a really scary, like flailing, like mass of flesh. You know. Oh
She
god.
looks like the senator when he melts in the X-Men.
Just turn on this water.
Oh, man.
Flappity flap flap flap. Have Kate do that.
And then
Oh, no.
yeah.
Oh, no. What's happening?
Zombie days.
You get some dental work done, Daisy?
Oh no, Billy Bob teeth.
Yep.
It's like when you get that weird uncle who's always making his dentures pop out. Like you're trying to eat Thanksgiving dinner and the weird uncle's just like popping his teeth
Dentures out, like, hey, look at that. I'm eating my mashed potatoes.
My grandmother used to do that to us. My great grandma, you'd sit on her knee and she'd rock you and she'd be singing Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. And as soon as she got you nice and calm, she'd look in your face and go, oh, and stick her dentures out. Why did she do that? I forgot about that till just now, you asshole.
You know what? Let's take a moment after the stream. We'll talk about this, Misty. We'll work through it.
Yeah.
We'll work through it.
Wow.
And then we've got some videos here too. Daisy just witnessing a Legion trooper finding a master disguise.
Oh, that's so good!
That pet really wants to get out of that car.
He's get me out of here! Me. This is amazing. I want that toy.
I really like that trooper. The trooper really looks like he really thinks he's hidden.
I know, right? Like, she can't see me, can't she? She can't see me.
This is the perfect plan.
We keep doing that distractor.
We can't hear it, but the stream can. But in that video, like right before it ends, you just hear the Legion guy say like, "Check your guns." And again, Daisy just witnessing some horrors. I really like the reveal for this video. Whoa!
Oh no.
Yeah, this was like a test.
They left their skins.
Yeah, this was like yeah. I don't know why this is happening, but I think this was like an earlier like test Legion layer, and
we forgot to tell pets not to walk over the open Legion lair. So up there, there's just pets like boop,
they were just lemmings just walking to their doom. Yeah. Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But yeah, those are some bugs.
The moment I knew Legion was evil.
That's right.
Yeah, those are some.
They could close that door.
Yeah, just choose not
They
to.
could.
Yeah, those are some bugs. The good ones. The ones we like to finally look back on and remember and not go like, fuck. But yeah, that's Daisy.
Daisy.
Pretty rad.
I like Daisy a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so if you have been watching the stream, you're like, man, what are the other agents like? If Daisy's this rad, you can actually see all of our other previous streams where we talk about agents and play through the E3 demo and all that other stuff we've done. That's on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/VolitionTube. Every stream goes up about a week after they broadcast, usually on a Wednesday. So yeah, you can check out all the other agents. We still have a couple more agents left to show. We're streaming every week until the game comes out, which is August 15th. So like a month from now, basically, right?
Yeah.
About a month. Less than a month.
Oh, it's so good.
Man. So yeah, we only have a couple agents left to show. We stream every week on Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, at DS Volition on Twitch. And if you want to follow us on our social media stuff, because we're tweeting stuff like every day, basically, trailers, all that stuff. We are AOM The Game on Facebook and at AOM The Game on Twitter, and our website is also AOMthegame.com. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Josh Stinson, the video editor here. On the couch today we had
Jordan Aljouni, combat designer.
Josh Barends, animator.
Jason Blair, irresponsible child.
And on Skype we had
Misty Lee, incredibly uptight citizen of the world.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me on, guys. This
Thank
really
you,
was a
Misty.
joy, and
Thank
she
you.
is just a jewel in the crown of video games.
thank you so much for being on.
Thank you. Really,
rad.
really. Thanks to you, thanks to Volition, and thanks to everybody for tuning in.
Yeah. And we also had Mike Watson, our community developer, monitoring the chat. Thank you, Mike!
Thank you, Mike.
Hey, Mike!
And we will see you next week with another agent, which we only have a few left to show. So yeah, see you next week, everybody.